Let's bring in Eric Mandel, Director of Middle East Political Information Network, which provides private Middle East research and analysis. And Eric, first, if you can explain the situation over the Qatari financial aid to the Gaza Strip. This should have been both Hamas's interest and Israel's interest that the money eventually gets in. But Hamas rejected the payment, the third payment, the $15 million, and Israel was stalling it. Why?
Well, there's a lot of games that are being played here. We have to think about the situation on a macro level. Netanyahu has a lot of bark, but not necessarily much bite, because he's trying to have a balancing act here between having real deterrence, doing some things, and on the other hand, doesn't want this to go out of control, because his primary focus, he was just speaking to cadets down in the South yesterday, and he basically said, our focus is Iran, we don't want to lose it. That's our existential threat. This is our threat, but not existential at this point. And so what he's trying to do is literally buy off, buy quiet, buy calm through Qatari money. So it's just buying time so they don't have to go in and, as they say, mow the grass. So it's a game played that they're saying who has the leverage. If they take the money, we won. If we don't take the money, we're showing that we're tough. And so there's a game being played back and forth. We have to remember that the last time there was an escalation in November, where there was $15 million of Qatari money that went in, within 4 days there were 400 missiles sent into Israel that almost turned it into a fourth Gaza war since 2008.
So possible that Hamas then might say, okay, the money goes in, but we're going to show you that we're just as determined to continue these protests. We're not going to back down. We're not going to essentially allow the money to influence the popular rage that people may have.
Right. I mean, basically, they have to continue to scapegoat Israel. If they are quiet, they look weak. And they're playing also a game at the same time with the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank, who is most popular and who is toughest against Israel. So they keep one-upping each other. So we're dealing again with a situation that could get out of control, but Israel is just basically trying to lower the flames to buy as much time as possible for the next escalation.
So eventually the money was transferred to the UN, and this is how it will go inside the Gaza Strip. But maybe theoretically it could have been just a better deal all along to get the money to the UN and then to the Gaza Strip, not into the hands of Hamas.
Well, Israel got a concession, supposedly, that the money didn't go to Hamas employees, which basically is a euphemism for terrorists, that it was supposedly going to be going in for more humanitarian things that were not Hamas controlled. But I think these are just games. Anybody who knows that $15 million is going in there, Hamas is going to decide where it should go.
Eric Mandel is the Director of the Middle East Political Information Network. Eric, thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
My pleasure.